Hello, welcome to Storytelling with Jaya, your maternity community champion. Shall we sing the hello song? Okay, let's count each other in. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, hello everyone, hello everyone, it's time to say hello. Hello Jaya, hello to you all. Hello everyone, it's great to have you here. Excuse me. So I was thinking I could tell you the story about the 3 bears. It's a classical. It will have my own little touch on it. So let's see how we get along, and I hope you enjoy it. So once upon a time, there was this little girl. She lived in the forest with her family, and every now and then she'd sneak off to go on her little adventure. On this particular day, her adventure took her to a cabin that she had never ever noticed before. This cabin was looking a bit suspicious. Why? It was looking suspicious because the door was left ajar. What do you do when you see a cabin with a door left ajar? You sneak in, and that's what this little girl did. She slowly creeped up to the door and stepped through the front door. Creak went the front door. She looked around. Very suspicious. She saw 3 bowls on the table. They all had steam coming out of them. She peered inside each bowl. Each bowl had a spoon beside it, so she took the biggest spoon for the biggest bowl. She dipped the spoon inside and took a gulp of what looked like porridge. Ow, ow, ow! She burnt her mouth. The porridge was too hot, 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 hot. She went to the second bowl, the medium-sized bowl. She got the medium-sized spoon and she dipped it inside. And she took a gulp. That is freezing cold. Cold. Horrible. She went to the smallest and final bowl with a tiny little teaspoon, and she dipped it in the porridge. In her mouth. That's tasty. And this little girl, she started to eat all of the porridge, and before you knew it, she had completely finished the tiny bowl of porridge. She was content now. She got up, had a big stretch, and decided to walk around this cabin. She walked around and she thought to herself, I'd like to have a little rest now, a little sit down. And oops, there she saw 3 chairs. She saw a big chair and she ran over to it and sat down, and she moved the bottom all around. This chair is so hard and tough. It's making my bottom hurt. I don't want to sit here, she said to herself. She jumped off and then she sat on the medium-sized chair. She tried to get comfy. It's a bit creaky. And the cushion part is just a bit too soft. I don't like this medium-sized chair. Not for me, she thought. She jumped off and then she saw a tiny little chair that looked perfect for her little body. And she jumped onto the chair. And as she jumped onto the chair just broke. She fell over. She broke the chair. Oh no. She broke the chair, guys. So that experience was over and done with. After all that kerfuffle, she felt a bit tired. So she looked around and she noticed a spiral staircase going all the way to the top of the house. So she thought she'd have a little nose around. She walked up the staircase all the way up and she saw 3 beds. The first one that caught her eye was this gigantic bed. It looked so comfy. So she ran and took a dive onto the bed. But she found the bed to be really hard and uncomfortable. No, that's not for me. I'm not going to fall asleep there, she thought. So then she jumped onto the medium-sized bed. But this one was just way too soft. Way too soft. Soft, soft, soft. And then she jumped onto a single small bed. She rolled around and immediately she felt utterly comfortable. This was the one for me, she thought. This was the one for me. And before that thought had vanished from her head, she was already in the deepest, most tranquil sleep ever. In the meantime, 3 bears arrived home. They saw that their door was left ajar, a bit wider than they had left it. They walked over to their bowls of porridge, which they had left earlier to cool down. They went for a little walk and they decided to come back home to have their nice, yummy porridge. But the big bear noticed that someone had been nibbling at his porridge. And he said, "Who has been nibbling at my porridge? I didn't leave my spoon like this. And the medium-sized bear said, "Oh, who has been eating my porridge? I didn't leave my spoon and bowl like this. And the little baby bear said, "Who has been eating my porridge? They've eaten all of my porridge and there's just nothing left. It's completely vanished. Boo-hoo!" "Here, here," said the mummy bear. "Let's go and take a seat." So the 3 bears walked over to their sitting room, and the big daddy bear, he said, "Oh, that's not where I left my chair. Who has been sitting on my chair?" And the mummy medium bear said, "Oh, that's not where I left my chair either. Who has been sitting on my chair?" And the little baby bear said, Oh, my chair is in absolute pieces. Who sat and broke my chair? Now by this point, baby bear, you can understand, right, was absolutely distraught. Porridge gone, chair broken. What could be worse? These bears were now exhausted from their walk home and they were hungry. They had porridge that had been interfered with and a stressed out baby bear that they were trying to calm down, and they thought, well, now let's go and put baby bear to bed. So they walked up their spiral staircase up to their bedroom, and daddy bear, biggest bear of all, said, "Oh, someone has been sleeping in my bed." Mummy medium bear said, "Oh, and someone has been sleeping in my bed." And then baby bear looked at her bed and said, "Who is that sleeping in my bed? Sleeping in my bed!" They walked over to the baby bear's bed. And baby bear shouted, "Who is that sleeping in my bed?" And the little girl, her eyes sprung open. They were round and wide. She was startled. She saw 3 bears staring at her with big, round bulbous eyes and grumpy faces, all leaning into her. She was absolutely terrified. She sprung out of the bed and jumped out of the window, fell into a bush and rumbled and tumbled and ran all the way home. And she never came back ever again. No, she didn't. And that, my friends, is the end. So I hope I'll be seeing you for the next session of Storytelling with Jaya. Take care, guys. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. It's time to say goodbye. Bye.